Boom. Perfect. All right, guys. So to preface this call, I want to start with this. Some of you guys are brand new. Some of you guys have been in this thing for a little while. Some of you guys are new to network marketing. Some of you guys are new to trading and whatever it may be. And so my goal over the next 25 minutes is to 100%. I don't know who's calling me. You should be on this call. Don't call me. So I'm just kidding. This was a private call. They weren't invited. But my goal over the next 25 minutes or so is to wipe away any delusion at all. I've come to realize over the last 5 years, building organizations now in 50 states, over 37 different countries, language barriers, religious barriers, age barriers, all of the things that people think would be hard to obstacles to get over, they actually weren't. The main obstacle and why people weren't successful within this industry was simple. They didn't know what to do. That's it. They didn't know what to do. And so what we're going to do over the next 25 minutes is I'm going to give you guys a blueprint. And so the first note, if you haven't yet taken notes, I want you to write down the word blueprint. Blueprint. I don't know if any of you guys went to engineering school. I dropped out of school. I made it 3 years. I was not going to engineering school. But you don't have to be an engineering major to understand that any foundation of a house, an apartment complex, a skyscraper, it starts with a blueprint. That's how it all starts, right? That's how the largest buildings in the world, that's how the hotels in Vegas were started. That's how the Dubai buildings were started. That's how all the amazing infrastructure and architecture we see all over the world, it all started with a blueprint. And that's a fundamental principle. That's not just in engineering, it's also in business building. And so what I want to start with is I want to start with a blueprint. And so whether your goal and you're brand new is just get free product. Maybe you're a customer right now. You don't want to build a business. You don't know about affiliate marketing, network marketing, online sales, residual income. If you don't know about any of that and that doesn't interest you, perfect. Let's get you free, right? Why pay $160 a month, right? Let's get you Swipe Trades free. Let's get you Gold Cup free. Let's get you Swipe Coin free. Let's get you Web Analyzer free, because when you have free products as a customer at iMarkets Live, every single edition is free. So you get like $300 a month of products absolutely for free. So you can use this pipeline and this blueprint to get free product. Or I know some of you guys have some massive goals and dreams. If you have some massive dreams to build a business and add residual income so you can support your brokerage account and trade, I want you to put a 777 in this chat box so I understand where everybody's at. We have a small group here, so this is going to be perfect. I'll actually be able to read. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of sevens. All right, Ryan, Nate, Christian. There we go. Benjamin. I'm seeing it. I'm scrolling. Armani. Okay, so we got some people, Cody. So we have some people with some big dreams that are like, listen, I'm trying to fund this brokerage account. All right, I'm trying to drop standards, okay, on the new Gold Cup product. I'm trying to drop standards on the Harmonic scanner. I'm trying to drop standards on Mr. Picasso. Quick shout out to Picasso. We have a team call with him Thursday night coming up. So Picasso, who is our Swipe Coin master with Ivan Paychecks, who's a personal friend of mine. So if that's the goal here, what I want to do, and understand this, I want you to write this down. The enemy, I want you to write this down. The enemy, I think I see everyone taking notes. The enemy of success is complexity. The enemy of success is complexity. If it's complex, it will not be successful, point blank. And so what does that mean? The goal, the key, the trick, the nugget, everyone's always like the secret. What's the secret? The secret's simplicity. That's what you'll probably not read in a book. That's what your mentor probably won't ever tell you. The secret's simplicity. That's the secret. And so tonight I'm going to show you guys a simple, and because it's simple, you might overlook it. Just to be honest, you might overlook it. I'm going to encourage you to take notes tonight and pay attention to this, not just for your sake, because you will be teaching this training. You will be teaching this information to your teams of tens of thousands of people. See some of you smiling when I say that because you know what's going to happen. You'll be teaching this to your organizations 12, 16, 18, 24 months from now of tens of thousands of customers worldwide. So don't just take notes for you to hit your goals, but know that this information is going to unlock so many things for you. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get this thing started. If you guys can read my screen, give me a thumbs up. If you can read my screen, thumbs up. Perfect. All right, so this is what we're going to do. Here is the blueprint. Here is the game plan. Here is what we call the pipeline, okay? If you don't know anything about gas and oil, the world's, I don't know, probably most resourcefully, resource, the most well-known resource in the world, the most well-known commodity in the world, the most expensive commodity outside of gold is oil. Oil is transported through a pipeline. The more oil through the start of the pipeline, the more money and revenue to the company. Your business runs just like ExxonMobil, just like Rockefeller and how he built a multi-billion-dollar industry. You have a pipeline. Whether you know it or not, you have one. The question is what is flowing through that pipeline? And so the first step to that pipeline that's not on here, the first step of that pipeline is your list. Write that down. Step number 1, list. Your list. Now, your list should be a minimum of 250 people, a minimum. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Vine doesn't exist anymore, but it used to, so it rhymed. Email list, whatever you have to do, yearbook. People think it's weird. We got some young people on here. Yearbooks are phenomenal. Brittany's actually enrolled like 3 or 4 people from her yearbook, which is pretty cool. So yearbooks. So 250, if you think you don't know 250, don't worry, you don't have to talk 250, but a minimum of 250. I'm not telling you guys something I don't have. I have a 5,200 person notebook, a spiral notebook of a list, 5,200 people handwritten. So if I have 5,200, I'm not 5,200 times cooler than you. You can find 250 people to put down on a list. Once you have that list, if you don't have a list, that's the first step after this call. Get a list. A list. The list is the rocket fuel to your ship. It's the rocket fuel of your business. It's the lifeline of your business. This list is ongoing, whether it's the person that served you Starbucks this morning or your Uber driver last night. This list isn't a one and done thing. This is an ongoing process. That's why my list is so large. It started with 500 people. Started with 500 people in 2013. And since then, it has now grown to over 5,000. Because daily adding 2 or 3, what's 365 times 3? Do that math, around 900, right? And then times it by 5. That's how many people I've added. 3 a day times 365, roughly 1,000-ish, not the best at math, but roughly 1,000 times 5 is 5,000 people, 5,000 person list. It's that simple. So once you have your list, we're then going to go into how to have a conversation. So if you haven't yet, draw out this picture. Draw out this picture. The world moves in pictures. You realize any ancient text, it speaks in scenes. It speaks in parables. It speaks where you can visualize it. Any good book, you can see it before you can understand it. So write this down, this pipeline, because the start of your pipeline is a conversation. A conversation. Okay, and the conversation is pretty simple. Connection. Write that down. The key to a great conversation is to create connection. Number 1, just start with how would you normally have a conversation? Hey, what's up? How are you doing? How's your day been? How's your dog? How's your sister? How's your family? How's your parents? Or if it's a random person, how's work, right? Or hey, how's your day going? In the elevator, whatever it is. Start and initiate a conversation. In that conversation, I will encourage you to just be a human. Write that down. Sounds weird? Be a human. The reason why I have people write that down is because people think when they start to get into a business or sales or whatever it is, that they automatically turn into like a robot. They don't know how to talk to people. They get weird. Their hands get clammy. Guys, just have a conversation. It's like just be a genuine, normal person. Have a conversation. In the process of that, this conversation doesn't need to be surface level, right? Not surface level. Not surface level. What is surface level? Hey, Ryan, what's up? Chilling. Awesome. What are you doing tonight? Watching Netflix? Oh, what you watching? Game of Thrones? Okay, cool. See you later. Hope enjoy Game of Thrones. That's surface level. Nothing was accomplished. Literally nothing. Waste of 45 seconds. Didn't go anywhere. Ryan could be having the worst day of his life, but because you didn't actually seem to really care, and this happens all the time, especially through social media. Because of social media and because of how it is, everyone's living superficially. There's actually no human interaction. There's no interpersonal communication skills. So with your conversation, Dive deep. Write that down. Dive deep. In the process of having this conversation, I'm going to encourage you to ask a few questions. You can choose what order, you can choose how it works, but a few questions I would, and I posted this actually earlier today or yesterday on Facebook, and this is actually a huge nugget. I paid close to $10,000 for this information from Tony Robbins: flight, travel, food, Airbnb, VIP mastery ticket backstage, and a one-on-one 30-second conversation with him to get this nugget. So I hope you write this one down. But he said, the quality of your life is determined by the quality of questions you ask yourself. The quality of your life, it's a pretty bold statement, by the way. Hey, like the quality of your human existence is dependent on the questions you ask. The quality of questions you ask. So what that means is this: if you ask different questions, you will get different answers. If you ask yourself the same questions, you'll get the same answers. The same answers will lead to the same actions, and the same actions will lead to the same habits. The same habits will lead to the same results. So if you feel stuck, first thing I do is I ask myself and my peers different questions. Why? What's the worst that happens, right? It can get worse. You're stuck. So you might as well ask different questions. So the questions, I'm spending time on the conversation because this is huge. The conversation. Here's a few questions I would ask. Number one, if time or money was no issue and you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do? If time or money wasn't an issue and you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do? If you're new on here and you've never met me, you have no idea who I am, and that's the first time you've heard this, and your screen's off, you'd probably be looking at the screen like a ghost because you're sitting there thinking like, well, what'd I do? Right? If no one's ever asked you that question, it's weird. People legitimately have never thought if time or money was no issue. Why? Because people focus on lack versus abundance. They're always focused on lack of money, lack of time, lack of resources. So if time or money was an issue, you can fail, what would you do? People will say, travel the world, give back to family, do mission work, play Xbox, I don't know, whatever it is, whatever their burning desire is, okay? Expand their mind. Another question you can ask, what are your 2018 goals? What are your 2018 goals? And when New Year's coming around, you could start to ask people that are already checked out of 2018, drop the ball this year, what are you looking forward to in 2019? All right, what's going on there? All right, 2018 is kind of gone. All right, unless you got a fourth quarter and you've been pushing and you've been ramping up for it. What are you going to do differently in January that you didn't do in February of 2018? So what are your 2018 goals, right? If they say to lose 300 pounds, we don't have a product for that. You know, unfortunately, you can't swipe right on a Gustavo Wealthy Pip swipe trade and just whoop, down 300. But if they talk about earn an extra additional income, be a part of a community of like-minded individuals, personal growth, I'm looking to change up my career, I'm looking to invest, I'm looking to be a part of something bigger than myself. All of those things encompass a problem that iMarkets Live can provide a solution towards. So what are your 2018 goals? If time or money is no issue, you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do? And another key question that I like to ask people is simply, hey, have you ever invested before? Have you ever invested before? Because I don't think it's rocket science that everyone knows that rich people invest and poor people don't invest, right? Like financially speaking, it's like everyone understands like wealthy people invest their money, you know, like it's mainstream. Like everyone kind of knows that. If you have a phone, you kind of know like, yeah, Warren Buffett got rich because he invested money. Like people get that. People know that. So if you ask people, hey, have you ever invested before? And they say no, then the next logical question was, why? Or do you plan to? Right? You start to get people to think differently. So the conversation will lead to questions. Those answers will then lead to an invitation. It will be natural because you are asking a genuine question about someone you trust, like, and respect, which is why they're on your list, which is why they need this business or these product lines, and they'll give you an answer. The answer will be something along the lines of, yeah, man, actually I've been looking into investing. Or no, man, but I've always wanted to. Or it will be, yeah, I'm actually looking to make an extra $20,000 this year. Or I'm looking to travel the world more. Or I'm looking to take my fiance on a cruise. Or I'm looking to, help out mom and dad. Whatever it is. I'm looking to retire my parents. I'm looking for a career shift. All of those answers. Yeah, I'm looking to be a part of something. Since college, I haven't really felt a part of anything. All of those answers will lead to an invitation. This is all for the invitation. So simple. If I would you. Write that down. We're moving on to invitation. Invitation, by the way, these are skills. All these are skills. Invitation is the gateway skill. I would write that down. The gateway skill. Without mastering this skill, it will be nearly impossible to build a large organization of customers. I say nearly because there's a few people that maybe have a crazy social media presence and they don't know how to invite, and maybe they get lucky. Wouldn't bank on that one. If I would you. That's it. If I sent you a video of my mentor who travels the world, would you check it out? If I introduce you to somebody who has actually made an extra $20,000 this year part-time, would you hear their story? If I showed you a way that you could invest on the side, would you look into it? If I would you. It's like such a magical phrase. I'm not going to go into the neurolinguistic programming of how it works, but long story short, when you say if I would you, they already feel you've done something for them, so of course they're going to do something for you. It's human psychology. So if I would you. It's like made people tens and hundreds of millions of dollars by using that phrase. So just use it. That's all success really is finding things that work, taking it from other people, putting your story on it, and rocking it. So that's the invitation. That invitation will lead to a presentation. The presentation can be a Zoom call. It can be a 2-on-1 Starbucks meeting. It can be, there's so many different options. It can be a home event. It can be a follow-up for a training call, whatever it is. But the presentation, number one, write this down. It can't be you. It cannot be you. So many reasons why. Don't have too much time to get into them. But mostly, your friends don't look at you as a 10-figure trader. Your friends don't look at you as a 10-figure affiliate marketing and online sales guru. They know the person that kissed that person they shouldn't have in middle school. They know the person who had that weird picture in 8th grade. They know the person who, got a swirly from somebody in 8th grade. So whatever it is, they look at you as that person if you know them. Just that simple. So they see you as that person, not someone who they don't know yet, that you're going to introduce them to. Number two is duplication. And that's the main reason. So even if you come off and people believe you're that person, it's duplication. People, and I would write this down, people do not do what you say. They do some of what you do. Write that down. Your team, your customers, your organization will not do what you say. I know this to be true. I know this to be true. But they do partially of what you do. So if you get them on a third-party credibility call, what are they going to do once they get started? Get their newest members on a third-party credibility call. If you ask them, if I would you, what are they going to do? The same exact thing. And I'm going to go into why this is such a beautiful pipeline. Okay? So, conversation. Time or money is no issue and you knew you can fail. What would you do? If you could have or do anything, right? All these different things. What are your 2018 goals? I forgot a question. Write this down under conversation. Forgot a question. If there's an area of your life that you could increase the most, what would it be? Name financial, social, relationships, spiritual, family, or mental. Name those 6 areas. Mental, physical, spiritual, social, relationships, business. I said family in there, which is at the end of the day, that's relationships, right? That's all that is. That's really all that is. Okay. So those 6 areas, you name those 6. If they say financial, we have a solution for that. If they say social, we have a solution for that, right? There's a few others that could probably fit in there, but if they say physical, then there's no need to go to the I quadrant. If their goals are physical, that's their thought process. We don't have a solution to that. Awesome, no worries. You're crushing it financially. iMarket's live. They're investing properly. Cool, that's great. Continue on that path. 1 out of 10,000 people will probably give you those answers. So no need to force the invite. So conversation leads to an invitation. If I would you, the invitation leads to a presentation. Has to be duplicatable, not you. Can be Zoom call, pre-recorded call, three-way call, whatever it may be. Get with the person that got you on this call, the person that brought you into iMarkets Live. Have that person do it. Myself, Ryan, Chris Derrick, Mike Sotero, whoever it may be. Daniel Schuler, whatever it is, Nate Alleman, they will do the calls as well too. So presentation will then lead to a follow-up. Notice how this is an evolving cycle. I hope you draw it this way. Follow-up. Presentation will lead to a follow-up. If you've ever heard the fortune is the follow-up, it's true. It's 100% true. If you've never heard that before, it is also true. The fortune is in the follow-up. After someone is exposed to the information, the next question you should ask them after the call, after the meeting, after whatever, is, what did you like best? What did you like best? If you didn't like the fact that, Ryan was wearing way too short of shorts at the Starbucks meeting because that's the way he wears his shorts, I don't care about that. What did you like best? Right? If you were worried about, Nate had a vape pen and you don't like vape pens, I don't care if you were worried about Nate having a vape pen. What did you like best? Oh, I like the fact that you could make money on the side. Oh, I like the swipe trades. Oh, I like the fact that you can make a residual income. Oh, I like the fact that you can be a part of a mission that's bigger than yourself. Oh, I like the fact that this kid's story really resonated with mine because I can vibe with that because that's where I'm at in my life right now. Figure out what they like best. The follow-up process is simply finding out why people need this. So once you figure out the answer to that question, what'd you like best? Oh, bro, I like swipe trades. Swipe trades, I like swipe trades, I like swipe trades. Perfect. That's awesome. Hey, so if I could get you on the phone with someone who's been crushing it with swipe trades, my boy Gustavo, if I could get you on the phone with my boy Ryan Morris, who actually made his first profits in Forex because of swipe trades, would you be free tomorrow night at 7 p.m.? Follow-up. Fortune is in the follow-up. So FAMBAM, from a meeting, book a meeting. FAMBAM, from a meeting, book a meeting. The industry average is 5 to 7 presentations, 5 to 7 presentations per enrollment. Meaning that if you only saw one and you got started, it might take your best friend 12 times. That's it. That's just the reality of the fact. Your goal isn't to enroll people. I want you to write that down. People think their goal is to enroll people. It's not your goal. How can you create a goal that's dependent on something you can't control? It's kind of silly, right? Why would you create a goal that you can't control another person getting started? That's not in your control. What you can control is collecting a decision. You follow up. People say, Christian, how many times do I know to follow up? The industry average is 5 to 7. I've followed up the person 10 times. Okay. You follow up until one of two things happen. Number one, someone goes to your website and they get started as a customer. That's number one. Number two, they personally come to you while you're following up and say, listen, Nate, this isn't for me. Christian, this isn't for me. This isn't for me. I appreciate it. Britt, please. So this isn't for me. Okay? This isn't for me. It's not the right time. I don't have the money. Whatever the excuse is. This isn't for me. This is not for me. Whatever it may be. I appreciate you for getting me on the call. This isn't the right time. I'm not looking to invest. Whatever it may be. Say, awesome, no worries. Are you comfortable if 90 days from now, I keep you up to date with my success? Of course they're going to say yeah, because now they're curious. Okay? You add them on your list in 90 days from that day. Hey, you know what? John didn't have the money on September 25th. So on December 25th of Christmas, hey, John, Merry Christmas. Hope you're doing well. I asked you if 90 days from now I could update you with my success. So far, I am a Platinum 2000 with 100 customers in my organization, now absolutely crushing it. I've earned $5,000 through trading Forex, and I'm starting to become a part-time self-sufficient trader. Hope you're having an amazing Christmas. Would love to connect whenever you get back in town. Simple. You're keeping this process. Maybe you do 60 days, maybe you do 30 days, whatever your number is. So conversation leads to an invitation. Invitation leads to a presentation. Presentation leads to a follow-up. You follow up when? Until two things happen. Until they come to you and say, hey, this isn't the right fit for me. Or B, they go to your website and get started. Realize this, when they say this isn't the right fit for them or they don't want to start it right now or whatever it is, ask one question. Ask why. Say why. Don't fight it. Don't try to overcome it. Just ask why. And what you're going to do is in your notebook, you're going to track John, September 25th, got on the phone with Ryan Morris. Afterwards, I followed up. He said he didn't have the money. Perfect. Awesome. You're going to put money. Reason for not getting started? Money. What I guarantee you're going to find, guarantee you're going to find is 7, 8, or 9 out of the next 10 people that say no when you collect a decision are going to say no for the same reason. Because you're working with the same friend group that's getting the same presentation, that's getting the same conversation, the same invitation, right? So they're going to have the same objection. So you're now going to track and say, you know what, the last 7 out of 10 people that said no to me, I've had 5 enrollments, 7 people said no, they've all said money. So you're going to then go out and during your conversation, you're going to overcome that objection in advance. During your invitation, you're going to overcome that objection in advance. During the presentation, you're going to tell Ryan, you're going to tell me, you're going to tell Nate, you're going to tell whoever, hey man, listen, before you hop on with my boy John, I need you to know that the last 7 people that I did collect a decision from that decided to not get started in IML said they didn't have the money. So I was wondering if you could overcome that in your presentation. Can you tell a story about someone who didn't have the money? Can you talk about how the lack of money shouldn't be the reason for not making money? Because if you always let the lack of money cause you from making money, you'll never what? Make any money. So what you can do, and the same thing works with time. You're going to get money. You're going to get time. You're going to get I don't believe it. These are the objections you'll receive. I promise. I don't believe it or I don't understand it. You don't understand it? Awesome. What do you not understand? That's an easy one. Get on with someone who can explain it clearly. You don't understand it? Awesome. Now you understand it. You don't believe it? What do you not believe? That Forex works? That people are making crazy money? That the comp plan is not real? What part do you not believe? And what you'll find is if they don't believe in the company, the industry, or the results, that's easy. If they don't believe in themselves, next. That's simple. You can't instill belief in somebody else. If they don't believe in themselves, just go on, help the next person, come back to that person 30, 60, 90 days from now. Don't try and convince people. There's 7+ billion people, I think now almost 8 billion people in the world, and 99% of the people you talk to are not close to financially free. The average family's $500 away in their checking account from bankruptcy. So and if you're working with young people, we already know they're not just $500 away from bankruptcy. They're like 50 G's in debt if they went to school. So we know that people need the products, need the services, need the education, need these products. It's just simply clearly creating a pipeline to sort. We're looking for people. Write this down. You right now, write your name on a piece of paper. Nate, Christian, whoever. Can't see everyone's face because I want to keep this screen up because we're recording. But write your name down and then put Christian is looking for, so your name is looking for people who are looking for me. You are looking for people who are looking for you. There are people praying. There are people crying. There are people begging for opportunity. They're begging for a platform. They're begging for a service. They're begging for mentorship. They're begging for something. And some of you guys may have been those people to put their time, effort, energy, dreams, hopes, beliefs, morals, and attach them to propel them to where they want to go. That's the person you're looking for. You're not looking to convince somebody. You're not looking for someone to they'll find something else. They'll do amazing. Awesome. You're looking for people who are looking for you. So while you're collecting these decisions, by the way, I would make that a daily habit of collecting decisions. Meaning that if you go a day without collecting a decision, you probably weren't doing a money-making activity when it comes to building a residual income in iMarkets Live. If you didn't collect any decisions, you didn't make any money. That's simple. And you won't when Paylution hits 14 days later. Collecting decisions. Obviously, we know a decision will eventually lead into enrollment, and the enrollment will be a commission. Now, here's what's cool. That's where the work really starts. This is all foreplay. This is all like easy peasy. This is all like kindergarten. Not even kindergarten. This is like homeschooling. This is like before you go to kindergarten. Okay? So this is like, but this is the pipeline. So what I wanted to give this to you because you guys now have terminology. You guys now have clarity. You guys now can be like, okay, listen, I have 250 people, and here's a perfect example. If you want to go P600 right now, you want to go P1000 right now, let me reverse engineer P600 really quick. Because this is what we want to do. Even if you're P600 or close to P600 on here, then you want to create a P600 factory. Here's how you do it. Super simple. List 250 people. Hey, guess what? I know you put your mom on there. I know you put your grandma on there. I know you don't want to talk to all these people, but just make a list anyway. It's a brainstorming activity. Okay? Put your ex-girlfriend down there. Put your ex-boyfriend on there. You don't have to talk to them, but maybe you met someone at a party who they introduced you to, like, ooh, stud. Maybe their sibling. Maybe someone else you met throughout that person. Okay? So brainstorming activity, 250 people. Out of that 250 people, have 100 conversations. Write that down. You don't have to talk to all of them. I know you have people on your chicken list, people you're scared to talk to. I get it. We've all been there. I don't anymore, but I used to. Okay, so have 100 conversations. Out of those 100 conversations, let's say you get 50 invitations. 50 invitations. If you get less than 50 invitations after asking people those questions, call, please. You're going to get probably 80 to 90, but let's go 50. 50 invitations. Out of that, let's say 30 presentations will happen because people are flakes, people are liars, people won't show up. I'm just kidding. I'm being pessimistic. People are awesome, but people don't do what they say they're going to do, which is why they're $500 away from being bankrupt because you've got to do what you say you're going to do. It's integrity. So 20 people out of 50 just don't show up. It's okay. We love them anyway. 30 people hop on the presentation. Out of you 30 people that hop on, how many people do you follow up with? 30. Out of those 30 that hop on, are you telling me that if you ask people those questions in a conversation, would you invite them, get them on an incredible pre-recorded call, live Zoom call, 2-on-1 meeting, on a 3-way phone with your upline, at a local home event? Out of those 30 people that go to a presentation, those 30 people that you go, hey man, what'd you like best? Oh, you like the fact you're gonna have residual income? Perfect, let me get you on the phone. You follow up 5 to 7 times and you collect decisions. You can't tell me that 12 new customers won't come in your organization in the next 5 to 10 days. No way. 100 conversations, 50 invitations, 30 presentations, 30 follow-ups, 30 decisions collected, 12 enrollments. That's scaling everything like way back. Like way, 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 way back. To be completely honest with you guys, if our product wasn't money, that's like, in case you don't realize that, people are like, oh, like our product is like, like Forex education. Guys, our product's wealth. Our product is money. Everyone wants money. So it's like, that's the product. The product is money. So if you're telling me that if you have 100 conversations and only 12 people like money, that's what we're telling you, you'll probably go out and you'll hit P1000 by following that, but minimally you'll hit P600 on your own. Now you help all those people go on and get free product, guess what happens? You're P1000. You help 2 people go hit P600, you're P2. You help those 2 people go out and get 3 more people each that go get free product, you're P5000. That's cool. $12.50 every single Friday. Boom. Paylution, 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 Paylution. Oh, wait. You host a call with your entire team at that point at P5000, and you get everyone to commit to 1 new customer in the next 3 days. You go chair. All from making a list of 250 people, having 100 conversations, inviting half of those, because you're not forcing it. You're not forcing the invitation. It's only if it's natural. If only people are asking or looking for something you can provide a solution to. Hey, if I could show you what you just told me you want, would you be interested in meeting that person, hearing that information, seeing what I have to offer, seeing what I've been up to, and why I'm having this conversation with you? 30 people actually show up. 30 people you follow up with because you do what you say you're going to do. 30 decisions you collect, whether you get started or not. 12 enrollments, easy. Your Platinum 600, $150 every single Friday. Boom. Direct deposit in your bank account. And you're off to the races. If you received any value so far, drop a 111 in the chat box. 111. I think we're seeing a little bit of value here. Perfect. All right, so what I'm going to do, oh, wow, we had it grow a little bit. We got some more people on here. Perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this screen share, and then I'm going to go over something real quick. So give me a thumbs up. Almost everyone's got their computers on. Thumbs up if that all made sense. That made sense. Super clean, super crystal clear. Guys, the person, this isn't like my information. This is a lot of experience on top of it, but the pipeline was taught to me by someone who's made over $65 million in this industry before a cell phone, before Facebook, before Instagram, before apps. So if you think it works and it's duplicatable, can you imagine what would you do without Zoom? What would you do without text messages? What would you do without email? What would you do without the IML Academy? Swipe coin, swipe trades. Pretty hard. Pretty hard. All right. So that system works. It's proven 40 plus years. The only question is, how many people are you going to put through that pipeline? How many on your list? How many in the conversations? How many invitations? And go from there. So this is what I want to do is I want to go out. I like to play games. I like competitions. I'm a competitive person. And I know we got some competitive people on here. And so this call was a private call. You were specifically invited, put into a brand new group message. There was more than just 15 or 16 people in that group. And these are the people that are on here right now. The other people do not have access to this. So I'm going to screenshot. This is only for you. So if you're in that group and you're not on this call, sucks. You don't have access to this incentive. So I'm going to screenshot. And Ryan, if you could do that as well too, screenshot and take pictures of who's on here, because these are the only people that can qualify for this. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to do a competition between right now at 7:43 p.m. Pacific time, 10:43 p.m. Eastern time, between right now and midnight Eastern time. So you have roughly 25 and a half hours, 26 hours. Now that you have complete clarity on exactly how to go out and get massive amounts of exposures, the person on this call in the next 25 hours between now and midnight tomorrow night that has the most personal enrollments, is going to receive $100 cash on Friday in their Paylution. Congrats, Ryan. I didn't tell you. We're doing cash. So that's number one. You have to have a minimum of 3 personal enrollments. Minimum of 3, person with the most. So how does that happen? I don't know. You have a list of 40 people. You talk to 30. Out of that list of 30, you invite 15. 10 show up. 3 enroll. That's if you're bad. There's the numbers right there. So you want to get crazy? List of 50. Invite 40. Goes on and on. You enroll 5, 6, 7, whatever the numbers is. Between now and midnight tomorrow. Person with the most, minimum $300. Second place has to have 2 or more, is going to get a private strategy session from Matthew Rosa or Jason Brown, Chairman 500. And the person who wins will get the strategy session and the cash. So minimum of 2, private strategy session, like goal setting, like 90-day game plan with Jason or Matt personally. And like Zoom, it's you guys, we're rocking a game plan call. Okay? So we have 2 winners. We'll have a cash and a strategy session, and we'll have a strategy session. Minimum of 3 to win the cash, which is like crazy. So you're going to go out by enrolling. I mean, just the cash bonus you're going to make off of that, plus the 100, plus the volume, plus the rank advancements. It's kind of silly, but we like to have competitions. We like to have fun. So I don't know who's going to win, but if you're excited about that, throw a 333 in the chat, because you guys are the only people that have access to this. And I simply do this for a lot of reasons, but number one, I want to give you guys a plan. It's clear. There's no hype. There's no BS. It's like plan. We have a plan. We have a pipeline. We know how to utilize that pipeline. Now that we have a plan, we need this thing called urgency. Urgency. If you want to build momentum, if you want to build success loves speed. Anyone ever heard that before? Success loves speed. Anyone ever Googled Usain Bolt, what he's worth? Success loves speed. So if you can create urgency and you can create speed, you can create growth. So we have the plan. Now we have urgency. The only question is who's going to be on the podium? That's really it at this point. So myself, Ryan, we're all available. I know we have other people that are on here that have your teams on here as well too. So what we're going to do is we're going to be working. We're probably going to lose our voice in the next 24 hours, but that's okay. That's perfect. So that's the incentive. That's the plan. And lastly, what I want to say is simply this, that some of you guys have heard you're at the right place at the right time with all the right people, all the different kinds of stuff before. Here's the one thing I will tell you. You are in statistically the best industry for wealth creation. That's not an opinion. That's a fact. It's a legitimate fact. You are in the best industry for wealth creation. True. 100%. Look the numbers. Affiliate marketing, online sales, no doubt. Best for wealth creation. Fact number 2, you're in the fastest growing company within the best industry to create wealth. So you are now in the most hyper growth company in 2018 in the best industry. And then number 3, you're within the fastest growing team of the fastest growing company in the best industry. So it's not hype, it's not fluff, it's not regurgitated stuff from 2012 off YouTube, it's facts. And so the only question is who is going to be locking arms with this hyper growth in the fastest team of the fastest company in the best way to create wealth creation in the 4th quarter for iMarkets Live. So I'm excited to see all of you guys in person. We got some amazing events coming up all over the world. March for sure, like for sure. We're obviously going to all see each other, but that run starts now. That run starts right now at 7:48 p.m. Pacific time, 10:48 Eastern time. So I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'm excited. I have a feeling, this is a throw-out prediction, we're going to have someone that's going to have 5 or more personal enrollments in the next 24 hours. I have a feeling. I don't know who, and I don't want to say I don't care who, but I'm paying $100 whoever does it. So let's rock it. Love you guys. You guys have an amazing rest of your night, and let's get to work. Peace.